Oh, hard day.
What are the first words to describe that?
Oh, it's mixed emotions because, I think we probably lost Steve Gillen for 12 months with that knee injury, and not sure of the significance of Haley's at this point in time, but I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as what Gillies is. But so yeah, funny this game of footy just throws up everything at you, and it's just such an unbelievable effort by our guys to come back from 5 goals down and losing 2 important big players for us, and the resilience of the group was superb today. But it's just a ruthless game. We just got to move on as quickly as we can. We'll replace those 2 guys next week with a couple of fresh blokes and forge ahead. It's a very, very important win for our club today, especially given the circumstances, and we'll hopefully build our season from this point.
It looked like a few options have been out there, either.
Yeah, well, there was a few guys that were pretty sore. Poppy was playing in the back half for us in the first half of the game, but he just got a real bad kick to his shin, and he was hobbling around. But we put him up forward where he perhaps wouldn't be exposed as much for pace. And he managed to do some important things for us in the second half, despite the fact he'll be pretty sore tonight and tomorrow. But he's a resilient little fella and a real little pocket rocket. But that's why we recruited him. We just knew that he was a tough little fella. And but there was a few others that were pretty sore and sorry. We were cramping badly. Just so much load, had to go through only 19 or 20 players in the end. So it was a super victory for our club.
Rocket's effort in taking the ruck through the game.
Yeah, it was, and we've been using him a little bit in that type of role throughout the first part of the season, but I don't think anyone anticipated that with Renouf and Hale injured that he'd have to shoulder the bulk of the responsibility. But it's just such a lion-hearted effort today, to not only get in there to compete, but we won the clearances convincingly, and a big part of that was the centre bounce too, where you would have thought St Kilda might have had an advantage in that area of the ground with the hit-outs, but Ruffy was first class, and so was Buddy. Obviously we couldn't have Ruffy in the ruck for the whole of the game, and we needed to give him a spell from time to time, and Buddy, we didn't actually recruit him to be a ruckman, and hopefully he doesn't have to go in there too often, but he gave Ruffy a chop out from time to time. It really helped Ruffy be able to get some energy back to compete.
Is the significance understood, do you think, in the rooms? Do the players feel like that they achieved something significant for all things that occurred?
Well, it certainly meant that we'll remember Brent Guerra's 200th game and Luke Bruce's first game with certainly a lot of admiration, because when you lose 2 men early in a game like that, and you're 4 or 5 goals behind, that's pretty tough. But the players stuck at it, and just the belief that if you persevere and just hang in there, you can do some amazing things, and that was a great part about today's victory. And not sure if they'll be able to draw on it in weeks to come, but hopefully they can, because it was a real great victory for our club.
Do you think that losing Gillen early was part of the reason for the tardy start? You were trying to reorganise things, and they got a few quick ones. Was that part of it?
Yeah, it certainly unsettled us, Steve. There's no doubt about that. But I haven't looked at the tape to really ascertain how they got those 5 goals. They got a couple early, which were pretty easy at the back to Rui, and then we're trying to settle the game down, and we're trying to control the ball, but we're just getting locked into the St Kilda defence, and it just looked like we're trying to save the game from the first 5 minutes of the game, But at quarter time we got ourselves organised a bit. It's really hard when you've got to make so many changes on the move. You had to take Hodge out of the midfield to cover for Gilly in the first part, but then we thought, if we take our ball out of the middle of the ground, then we're never going to be a chance to win the game. And I thought Hodge's leadership through the middle, was the best game that he's played for the club this year. And he's taken a while to get going, but his contribution today was very important for us.
Coach, just talk about the percentages and that of losing players, and you lost 2, you were down to 1 player. Did you have that belief still in yourselves that the players would get up, but also that we mentally going through what can we do to try and tweak this and try and work the game and make it.
Yeah, we just needed to control the pace of the game, which I thought our players did really well. If it became a really open running game, then we were going to feel it probably more than St Kilda, because they could maintain their rotations off the bench and keep their guys fresh. So we had to control the game by foot a lot more. I think we ended up having well over 100 uncontested marks, and that was really important for us to allow us to just take the fizz out of the game. It also allowed us to keep the ball away from St Kilda, which is really important. Listen, the guys carried out the instructions really, really well. But it was a hard old grind. The game didn't actually really open up until that early part of the last quarter. Just super that the players were able to carry out the instructions. But it doesn't always work out that way, and we were just fortunate it did today.
What have you got in terms of tall defenders and ruckman and box hill? You want to sort of run ruckman or these any thoughts?
Yeah, we'll work that out throughout the course of the week, but it wasn't a bad strategy going with smaller type of forward line and a smaller ruck division. So we'll work that out. But we've got some lads that can come in and replace those boys. It's just a hard one with someone like Gilly, who's been such a stalwart of our defence for the last 5 or 6 years, and to lose him for 12 months on the back of Stratton being out for 12 months too. That's going to hurt our back end, but Shoal Makers is in our Box Hill side at the present time. He had an interrupted start to the year with an Achilles injury, but he's up and going, and as tough as it is and as disappointed as we are that we lose some players, it's just a simple case of one door closes, another one opens for an opportunity for a young bloke, and whether it's Shuey or Cole Cheney or someone like that who comes into our side, we'll just have to wait and see. But there's 48 on the list, and we'll keep bringing in blokes to replace anyone that gets injured.
What was your really emotional feeling on the final side?
We probably. Listen, it was just admiration for the efforts of the players, really, Bruce. They were first class, and I suppose the most important thing now, though, is that we refocus. We've got Sydney next week in Sydney. We haven't won at that ground, certainly in the time that I've been associated with the club, and so it's really important that as exciting as this victory has been, that we clearly focus on what we've got to do to get our bodies right and our minds right to attack Sydney up there. They're a tough side to beat anywhere, but particularly on the SCG. So, as exciting as we are with today's victory, by sort of midday tomorrow, we'll be focusing on that red and white crew from the northern states.